So, I'm someone that lives in Leichhardt, Australia, in Sydney, and yes, the cat has been around me for a fair while. He moved when I said that. Longer than most, in a way, because he's always been quite close. And he likes his food, as we know, but at the moment he's not eating his food. It's leaving most of it there. Like I had to throw out 2 lots only an hour ago. And the rain is back again, as you can see there. It's almost raining every day for the last 3 months. April, February, March, April, all through February, all through March, all through April. And I wasn't going to make a video. I'm having problems communicating with everyone and anything. And whether that is part of the Matrix or just the Matrix playing everyone remains to be seen. Things are not showing me a lot of confidence in my choices at all. This movie is on the TV right now, and I just happen to I have to turn the TV on, and I have it on a station called World Movies, and this is a movie about ballet, very famous movie called Red Shoes. Now I've got to be careful of copyright, and it was on about a month ago, in fact, on this same station, and I have seen it many times over my life. It's very famous. It's a classic movie. But although it has a lot of ballet in it, and the title is called The Red Shoes, see how she's got the red shoes? See how he gave her the red shoes? And those red shoes, when she puts the red shoes on, this is actually the ballet. This is a movie about the ballet called The Red Shoes. See the red shoes? See how he's like almost laughing and realises that those shoes are magic. Because, see, she hasn't got them on at the moment. See, she's just dancing like a normal. That red-headed lady, see how he's got the red shoes and he's laughing? And he's going to give her the red shoes. See how he's going to give her the red shoes? Oh, someone beeped their horn when I said that. He's going to give her the red shoes. And then she will be able to see how he's playing with the red shoes, tempting her with the red shoes, tempting her to put the red shoes on. And she's falling for it, see? See how she put the red shoes on? Now she will dance and not be able to stop. See how he's frightened in the background because he knows that see how quickly she's dancing now, how she's dancing really vibrantly. And these red shoes, which seem to be so wonderful, are going to turn out not so wonderful for her. She will dance and not be able to stop dancing with these red shoes because she's made a choice. See how he's laughing? Because he gave her the red shoes because he knows they're magic shoes. And this movie you know, shows that the wrong choices that we make in the Matrix. See, in this movie, this one that's dancing with the red shoes, dancing with the red shoes, I'll have to come over here because I'm dancing with these red shoes. So dancing with the red shoes. Can I show the shoes? Got to be careful not to show too much of the movie. I think it would have copyright. Very good ballet scenes in this movie. This red-headed actress is was a totally 100% professional ballet dancer. There's nothing, most of the time when you have movies like actors playing particular things, they actually usually have doubles, you know, like The Matrix. It's all fake, the movies, and our reality's fake like that. But I wasn't planning on making this video, but I just turned the TV on and this movie come up, and I thought, this movie is very relevant to The Matrix, even though it was made back in the 50s, I think. See the red shoes? See how she's dancing with the red shoes? And she's going to see how she's dancing through time almost, because see how she's dancing through all different parts, all different things, dancing, and you can't stop dancing, and just dancing through all these different sceneries, all these different parts. So it's very hard for me to make this video because see, she loves ballet. She's obsessed with the ballet, and the man that makes these ballets is obsessed with keeping her in the ballet, never to live a real life outside the Matrix. The man that runs this ballet in this movie, which I'll show you him when it comes, he is like a character that is a Matrix man. He is one of your very powerful, artificial, technical android beings. Whereas she's a real human. There he is there. See how he's trying to control her? See? And that's the man. See how she's got a dilemma. It's funny because this is in the ballet, but it's still coming out. See, she doesn't know where she's going or what she's doing. She's in another scene now. She's totally in the Matrix. But she's caught by her love of the Matrix ballet and the man that is a powerful android artificial one that wants to keep her stuck only in the ballet and only in the Matrix, because that is his obsession, his life, rather than her branching out of the Matrix and living a life with this musician man that she's basically fell in love with. So she's in a dilemma because it's made clear that she cannot have both. She can't stay in the Matrix and be in the ballet as much as she loves the actual ballet, but she doesn't realise that the ballet is a Matrix-controlled profession, as everything is. So, but she also loves this real man. And in the movie, because I've seen it many times, she does make the decision, because from the day she was almost born, she wanted to be a ballerina. And now her dream has come true that she's got the starring part and is the obsession of the main main producer of ballets in the world, shall we say, which is that man that is an android that wants to control her and keep her always being a ballet dancer in his productions, because that is his life, because he's single-minded and that is all he cares about. He doesn't care about her feelings or emotions or her potential to live a normal, natural, high-frequency life. No. He's like, you should be happy just with the ballet, because that is his world. Matrix is their world. See how they're all trying to control her, around her in that scene, even in the ballet. She's still got those red shoes on. See how she's dancing and dancing, and all those ones around. They're surrounding her. They look not human in a way. That's because that's when the Matrix exposes itself. She's dancing on her own and always going into different scenes, but she's still dancing, still got the red shoes on, different realities, different circumstances, different parts of your life, I would imagine. Just making this up as I'm going along, by the way, because I didn't plan on doing this. And to me the movie's quite simple. She basically has a dilemma, like in the movie The Innocents, where the main lady has the dilemma of whether to try to take the chance on unpossessing the children, trying to force them to face the truth and the reality of the reality that they're possessed and that they are entertaining their dark spirits. Because they're still young, she's like, because they're sort of young, so they're not 100% aware, that they are being possessed, because they have needs and wants. The Matrix plays on our needs and wants and our emotions and our circumstances to where we don't know what's going on most of the time. She's still got those red shoes on. Good. And have to be careful of copyright here. I should have. This movie's on the TV, so I can't stop it or rewind it or anything. It's actually live on the TV at this present moment. There's some good, pretty pictures there. I don't see. I'm not familiar enough to what you call edit this really well. That I think that's that actor that's with her is also what's his name? What's his name? He's a very famous ballerina. Even people that don't follow ballet have seen it. Look at that. That's actually the ballet that she's performing, and yet they've got all those scenes in the background, which is interesting. There she's come off the stage and now has to change quickly into, and now it's starting to get a little bit dark. It's starting to get a little bit dark now. It's getting a little bit negative, the ballet. See how she's changed? See how her dress has now become all ragged and tatty? She's still got those red shoes. She can't let go of them. But she's starting to deteriorate. The Matrix and its negative forces are taking their toll on her. But she can't get the shoes off. She can't get the Matrix away from her. She can't get the Matrix ones around her. See how she's going to... Oh, that's... Can't stop dancing. Following the wrong person. Now she's trying to get the shoes off, trying to get them off. She realises that they've took control of her, like the Matrix. Took control. She can't get the shoes off. Can't get them off. Tried to get them off. Can't get them off. It's all red now, see? That's right, the red. The Matrix God has full control. It's all red. It's all... She's asking. She's... Please take the shoes off, she's saying, before she's dying. Please take those shoes off. I don't want the red shoes. He's took them off. And she's died. And there's the red shoes left. And that's the movie. And that's exactly what happens in her real life. Like, this is her as a ballerina in a production called The Red Shoes, but in her real life she is also behind the scenes, like in this same dilemma of whether to keep the ballet and the red shoes, stick with the ballet, the Matrix, android, artificial controlling production mentor. Is that the right word? Not mentor. But basically he's singled her out to make her the most famous ballerina in the world. And she's happy, she's successful now, she's in the red shoes, they're bowing, everything is at a ballet level, and that, what's his name? That's, I forget his name, he's a famous ballerina. Not Rudolph Nureyev, that other one. It's not terrible, I can't remember it now. But so she's got the fame and the success that she wants, because that was her dream all her life. But she didn't count on having to realise that you can't always have your cake and eat it, as they say. She can't have a non-matrix reality relationship with a man that she's fallen in love with, and also have the matrix love of the ballet. See how the cat's moving even though he also is not doing well. Oh, you big boy. See how he's squinted. Why won't you eat your food, big boy? Don't you want to go on? Don't you want to go on? Oh. Been around for so long. So long. Some people say that you could be about 20 even. Is that true? Because I don't know how old you are. Is everything going to be all right? Oh, everything is going to be all right. Everything's going to be all right. Do you want to go out the back just for a bit of fresh air? Getting a bit thin there, I must say. No wonder, because he hasn't been eating. Hasn't ate for a week almost. Just little tiny bits, you know. He's going to go out there for a bit. It's a bit wet, but the rain stopped, but the ground's still wet. Hopefully we'll bring some sun out just for a few hours. I'm not even sure what the time is now. Probably a few hours of daylight left. And the movie's still here. See see this movie. Let's see. It'll probably come to show it. Oh, I don't know. I should be not getting there. It's the dilemma. Yes, the dilemma. See. They're happy because they've had a successful ballet. And she's still practicing her ballet. That's her life. To give it away, especially when she's just hit the big time, for a non-matrix life, is a tough decision. Oh, probably not filming this very well. Oh, and I've got to be careful of copyright. I've got no sound. Oh, what do you come back in? Didn't stay out very long. Not little bit damp out there probably. See, that's the downside of getting involved with people, getting involved even with animals. You know, that's why I've never wanted to have animals, because no animal that's under my roof have I ever actually chosen to, adopt an animal or to have an animal. They're all just things that have been thrust on me, but I do like animals, but I prefer to watch the birds in the park and walk away to where I don't form an emotional bond with them. Because you know that if you have an animal, that's right, they're not going to, unless you pass over first, basically, you're going to have to deal with loss. And I'm not big on loss. In fact, I can't deal with loss. The Simba dog wasn't even my dog. So I didn't have a huge attachment. Of course, we know there's possession and stuff now, so that puts another complexion on your reality with the animals, but still. Notice, I think he just moved his foot there. See, it's really takes, to be honest, the possession in the animals and this conflict between technology and nature in this reality. It's not just mind-boggling, but it is very distressing and difficult to deal with in reality, in the reality, because you don't want that in your reality. You don't accept it and you don't understand it. But just before, I'm just going to try to get this movie here. Hold on. Just get a scene here if I can, and get the sound up.
2 months. Then we go on tour. Rome, Vienna, Copenhagen, Stockholm. Then America. Then next year, London again. All the big parts for you. Coppelia, Lac des Cygnes, Giselle, Sleeping Princess, Les Sylphies, La Boutique, we create them all afresh with you. You shall dance, and the world shall follow. You shall... Psh, not a word. I will do the talking. You will do the dancing.
So basically, that shows you you know, if you look at that scene, which is why I turned the sound up, and I'm sorry that I don't know what I'm really doing here, because obviously it's live on the thing there while I'm making this video, which I hadn't planned on. But this movie is an interesting movie because the main character is a matrix controlling artificial operative that is seeking to control a natural born dancer that is so gifted and dedicated to dancing, a love of dancing. How does that happen? I'm not sure. Is that something that I mean, dancing is an expression. Ballet is a very contrived expression of dancing, I would say, even though it can be impressive to watch. I used to like the idea of ballet when I was a child. As I grew up, I lost that actual fascination with it because I thought it was like very expressive, but also very. I had no idea the true reality of ballet, in other words. You know, I didn't understand that, like this movie, that it's actually a dedication that is an obsession, that is, it's not so delicate and glamorous as what it actually looks when you look at the final product. And also, I don't think that real people, real spiritual human beings could possibly be really good at the ballet. I would say that it is very much a matrix profession. And this movie shows that because, see, the main actress or the main ballerina, both, what's that actress's name? She's a red-headed famous ballerina that took to making a few movie roles back at this time. I don't know what that image is, but it's kind of interesting. I don't know what that means, but that image looks interesting. Some of you might be able to make more of some of the images, because don't forget, in movies they put a whole lot of stuff into them that you know, are part of the matrix and are representations often of the matrix God. That which we don't understand, and certainly I don't. I look for a lot of stuff these days because, you know, but essentially this gentleman here that is the, you know, the number one producer of ballet in the world, when he realises that his famous number one ballerina is, is in love with this musician gentleman, he knows that this relationship, that relationship threatens his ballet and his obsession and his life and his world and the matrix. So the minute he realises this, especially when she decides to leave the ballet, completely leave the ballet to marry this gentleman, because she knows that she can't have both. Even the gentleman makes it clear that it's me or the ballet. Some people would say, why can't you have both? Well, that's the reality of this movie, and that's the reality of the Matrix. You can't sit on the fence. You can for a while, but eventually you'll have to jump onto one side. Trying to show the movie. If anyone's seen the movie, they'll understand all this, and so this video's then probably a waste of time. But it is a very relevant movie. Because when she leaves the ballet, deserts the ballet, and this gentleman, this dominating, controlling producer of the ballet world, the Matrix ballet world. I say the Matrix because, see, he's starting to worry now because he's like, where's my famous ballerina? Why is she not here to celebrate the success of the ballet? Because no, she's having what you'd call a rendezvous with her loves, and he's already starting to realise that his future ballets and the future Matrix is being threatened by this relationship. That's what he just said. He just told him, and see the look of surprise on his face. The other fellow just told him, he said, look, we have a little romance in our midst. And he's like, what is the great romance? What is it all about? And look, see. He's starting to worry because he's like, can't have that. See the look? He knows now that there's going to be a problem. And there is. In fact, she leaves the ballet, marries the gentleman, and is reasonably happy. Obviously, she misses the ballet greatly. As you can see, there's the romance and all the rest of it. She just said in that line, I do believe in destiny after all. She said, I do believe in destiny after all, and she thinks her destiny is with him, obviously. I just caught that line because I've got the TV. I better turn it down so I don't get too much sound. But what she doesn't anticipate and doesn't realise is that her love of the ballet, of course, will always be with her, so she misses it. And the main producer, that gentleman that you saw, the controlling ballet producer, he will wait his time to try to seduce her back into the ballet, and split these two up. That's his aim. He's not going to let it go. And that's exactly what he does do as this movie progresses. She goes back into the ballet. So I'll wait for the end scene, that's all. But she goes back into the ballet. He seduces her back into... Sorry, I lost my concentration there completely. Totally taken over there, I have to admit. Sorry about that. Seduces her back into the ballet for a big production. And she probably thinks that it will be temporary, but also she actually thinks that in fact, at this point, everything is not too bad at this point because her husband, hasn't married him yet, but he's actually the conductor of this ballet. See how he's starting to worry? That's him, you see. See how he saw him blow a kiss to her and he's like worried. And he actually fires him from the... he fires him. I shouldn't have got those other people in, but he actually, in this scene here, he actually dismisses and fires him from his, because he's actually the conductor. He's a musician and he writes music, and see how he's going to reject his music and say it's no good, even though he knows he's actually brilliant and very good, but he wants the girl. He wants his main ballerina. He's more interested in her because she's his number one ballerina. He knows he can replace the musician and he wants to split them up. So they're working together like on the ballet and everything's okay. See how he's going to dismiss him, see? And he's asked him, do you want to marry her? And he doesn't understand, because he doesn't understand obsession and control. Try to turn it up.
And dreaming is a luxury I've never permitted in my company. Miss Page wants to be a great dancer. Perhaps she's spoken to you about her ambitions. Oh, yes. She's not, however, a great dancer yet. Nor is she likely to become one if she allows herself to be sidetracked by idiotic flirtations. Mr. Lermontov, you don't understand. We really are in love. And, Mr. Craster, I have had time to look at your latest efforts, yes, and find it equally impossible. That's not true. It's good, childish, vulgar, and completely insignificant. In that case, I'll relieve you of it. There are, of course, so many first-class ballet companies, to which you may take it with advantage. I don't know that it's my greatest ambition to work for the ballet.
Yes, he's a musician, so he doesn't care. He's like, I don't even have to work for the ballet. He's like, he just write music and be a conductor. But that's, I just thought I'd show that scene, because you see the characters like, and that's it. So he walks away, and he will now endeavour to try to control the number one ballerina. In the end of this movie, they all lose. But actually, he doesn't care because he is of the Matrix. So he doesn't care in the end. He's just sorry that he's lost his number one ballerina for his productions. But, it's like the Matrix ones. They're one-eyed, single-minded, and, they don't believe in those particular they're about control, so they're not about living a high vibrational, normal, natural existence. It's foreign to them. It's not their world, it's not their reality. It's not their artificial technical reality, you see. We play in their artificial technical reality, just like this lady is a natural-born ballet dancer, and she wants to play in the Matrix ballet. And we're forced to play in the Matrix anyway. So is she. But she wants to... sorry, I don't know why I'm showing those scenes, because I don't know what's coming up, you see. But, sorry about that. That's unprofessional of me. But I don't know what's coming up. See, I'm trying to... Oh.
Has the famous Miss Page come to see me off?
I'd like to talk to you. I want you to tell me why you quarreled with Julian.
There's only 3 minutes. May I suggest, Miss Page, that such matters are hardly your business? However, since you've gone to all this trouble, Mr. Christ has been unwise enough to interfere with certain plans of mine. And that is something I do not permit.
I thought once, Mr. Lermontov, that there would be no room in my life for anything but dancing.
You'll think so again, my dear.
But if Julian goes, I shall go too.
And what exactly do you intend to do?
I shall dance somewhere else.
Oh, yes. It won't be very difficult with the name I've given you. Always provided I release you of your contract. But even if I do, would it be quite the same?
I have never pretended to myself that it would.
I could make you one of the greatest dancers the world has ever known. Do you believe that?
Yes, I do.
And all that means nothing to you?
You know exactly what it means to me.
The train is leaving!
Goodbye, Mr. Lermontov.
The stage is coming.
For some reason, so she's made her decision to leave the Matrix Ballet, even though, she's dedicated her whole life to being a ballerina and now has the opportunity to be one of the great ones, but I don't know. Perhaps if she'd realised she was in a matrix, even the ballet might not matter so much. But I suppose you can. Notice how the horn beeped outside when I said that. But eat, sleep, survive. That's what it just said. That's called Alone. They're just the ads between on the TV while that movie's being played, because they like to. Don't forget that human thought is being downloaded instantly onto the TV. So maybe some of us feel alone. You'd say that's ridiculous what I just said, but it's not ridiculous. It is so. Isn't it, big boy? Big boy? He's looking a bit thin there. He was actually doing so well only about 2 weeks ago, so I don't know why all of a sudden he's now gone off his food and all the rest of it. I have my own ideas about it, but they're not things I can say even on a video, strangely enough. But it's all about the Matrix and the controlling ones and their negative feelings and intentions towards real life and even towards possessed animals that affect real life. It's all about keeping us under their control. Hits of the 80s. See how I was playing only 80s videos? I was playing only 80s videos, and now they're putting them up at this very moment, like for you to watch tonight. See, greatest hits of the 80s, that's going to be on tonight. Because don't forget, this TV is very centred on controlling me. The live TV in particular. I observed this when The Matrix first came down on me because, but I thought it was just a one-off when there was this comedy routine. It was like, because I don't watch comedy stuff, you know, like where they're on stage and they do live. Well, we're starting to get very worried and planning, see? Getting angry, frustrated, losing control, must get control back of his ballet and his number one ballerina, must get her back from the clutches of real love, see? It's getting very angry. Very angry. Not accepting it. Can't lose control. See? Yeah, I think that was actually a good scene. That was lucky that I got that. I don't know what's coming up because I can't remember every scene. But I'm relating this movie very much to The Matrix because this main person in the movie, apart from the ballerina and her musician love type of thing, now I've got sidetracked. I was talking about the cat now. I don't know. See, I don't know what I'm doing here. Matrix is quiet today for some reason for a few hours. Yesterday it had all that work and stuff being done. Now, admittedly, it might be Saturday or Sunday to where they can't do it, but still. Maybe they're wondering. Oh dear. I'm using this movie as a matrix. Okay, I better fold up. I just can't concentrate anymore.